Okay, so at this point, it's just a matter of going through each part of the pig, cutting off in the UV texture editor, cutting off the components, the head, the two legs, moving them, sewing them. Okay, so let's move on. So with this front leg, this right leg, I can either go inside of the 3D viewport, go to edge mode, and I'll unsmooth it. And I think I'll get this loop here, double clicking in edge mode, got me this loop. It shows up on both of these, and then I use the cut tool, and because this button is on, it shows the seams, and then I use the move UV shell tool, click and move them into the same spot. Okay, then I go to edge mode, and right now when I try to select edges, nothing happens because the move UV tool is selected. So if I press W on the keyboard, now I can select edges. It select UV, so I need to go to edge mode. Try it again. There's my edges. Okay, now if I were to select these edges, so I've grabbed this top part where I had just cut, and I do move and sew, it kind of goes berserk. We don't want it to do that. So I'll just undo. So I just want to make sure I don't select those edges that I had just cut. So there's one there. Okay, so now when I do move and sew, they stay together. Okay, I can use either this move UV to grab the whole shell, or I could just right click, go to UV mode, and click and select to get it. Then I go to the smooth UVs and click on the unfold word and drag it until it works. Nice. Okay, now with this foot there is going to be a little bit of size difference here. These squares are a little bit bigger than these squares, and I can keep fidgeting with this and try to get it to be perfect. I could maybe go to edge mode, hit W, select this one, cut it. Okay, select the whole UVs by right clicking, going to UV mode, choosing choosing smooth again, and see if relaxing that will work even better. So I've added more to my seams, and it seems to look a little bit better. Okay, and we could spend forever trying to get this to be perfect, but this is really all we need, because overall it looks great going around. Okay, I just noticed though, I've put the seam on the wrong side. This here there's a major difference in the direction of the checkerboard, and I think on the inside here it's going to look good. Yeah, it looks just fine. So I put the seam on the wrong side. That's okay, I can press W, go to the edge tool, select these edges, hold control, and deselect these edges. Okay, now I'll just cut it, switch over to this side, move and sew, select the whole shell. Okay, now smooth, unfold, do it again, until it stops moving. Okay, now these checkerboards line up. Good, that's how I want it. Okay, so moving on to the other leg. Okay, I'll show another way that you could have done this. Instead of just cutting this seam right here, anytime you do a new projection, it will cut the seams automatically. So if I go into face mode in the 3D viewport, I'm going to select this foot and then press Shift, period, to grow that selection a couple times until it moves up to the end of the leg that I want. Okay, now on this one, I'll just do a projection and it'll be in Z, project. Okay, and here is the new projection. So I can go to move UV shell and move it off out of the way of the other pig. Okay, and then I can go now to edge mode, and a handy way to be able to select, like if I just double click this, it will select the edges all the way around my character. But if I first click here, then go to where I want it to end, which is on the inside of this leg, hold shift, click there, then double click, still holding shift, it will grab the in-between of those two selections. So I've grabbed that area there. Now I can cut, use the move UV shell tool, move them apart, select the red one, flip it, switch, press W to switch to the move tool, go to edges, grab the edges, use the move and sew tool, excuse me, switch to select UV shell, then switch to smooth UVs. Okay, so there are a few tools and a few component modes that we use frequently. Okay, so I'll now move on to the neck. Okay, I could also press W, go to edge mode, select this edge, hold down Control, right click, and it brings two edge loop. Select that, and now it's selected that edge loop. Cut it. Okay, I'll do the body first. So I'll select this, switch to smooth. Good. Okay, this one. I just have one UV selected, so I'll just hold shift period and grow the selection. Unfold. Good. Okay, I'll do it to the. I'll do it this way. This is faster. Okay, and then unfold. That's good. Shift period to grow it. Unfold. Okay, pretty good. Okay, now with the body, I could probably connect one of these sides. So if I go to edge mode, select this and this here, move those together. Now I have one side of my my body that won't have a seam. Okay. Another way that I select all the UVs is I select a few, hold down Control, right click, and go to shell, and that will select the whole shell. Then I can do smooth UVs. It shifted them a little. Press move to move them out of the way. Okay, now with this head, it kind of looks like this is the front because of the way those eyes are, but I'm going to move this out of the way. This is actually the back of the head. This is the front. So I want to cut the back of the head down the middle. So I'm going to just hold shift using the edge tool, hold Control to deselect these other ones, cut that. Then I want to select this side, move and sew, select this side. If you select an edge on the inside of your mesh, it won't move and sew those because they are already sewn to the edge they belong to. They will only connect the ones that have seams, which is a nice feature with that tool. Okay, so I'll select the whole shell. Okay, switch to the smooth UV, grab the unfold. Okay, it moved just a little bit. Now, when I come up and look at the head, the nose here on the side has some distortion. The rest of the head looks great. So I'm going to cut the nose out and create a new island for that. So I'll go to edge mode, switch to the move tool, move around this way, cut it, move it out. If you're having problems with the move UV tool, I've seen where some people have problems when it's inside here. It seems to work when you're out and about here. It'll all end up back in there eventually. But now I'm going to try to smooth this pig and its nose, and it's still not perfect. So here's what I would like to do, and this has just come from lots of times unwrapping, but if I go around this, let's see, I want the front, so I want to catch this part, and I want to cut that out, because that is more front facing. Then I need to make the sides a little different. So here I have my front facing part, and I'll smooth that. Okay. Then on the side part, the part that's going around, I'm going to go to edge mode and cut the two bottom ones. Then select it, unfold it. Okay, it shifted a little. Let's see if I use the relax. Shifted a little. Okay, I want this to straighten out a little bit. So this is something we haven't done much, which is to actually go in and edit the UVs by hand. This used to be how you had to do it before the smooth tool was available. So I guess just rotate these UVs, move them, grab these UVs, rotate them using the rotate tool, pressing E, then switching to move. Okay, so that opened that up a little bit. Then I want to select that whole shell. Now try smoothing it. Okay. Now my cubes, let's see if I grow this, make this bigger. Oh, there we go. My cubes are looking nice and even now. Okay. I'll scale this back down. Then we can select these two edges and sew the nose back on like that. Go to UV mode again, smooth it, and see how that looks. Okay, so now the cubes are even going around, and this will work. I have seams now that are going here, but in my situation I think this will be best. Okay, so now we could try unsmoothing this again. There, it shifted it a little bit, got us an even better unfold. Okay, now moving on to the eyes. The eyes, because they're spheres, I don't need the portion of the eye that's inside of the body. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete that. So this is kind of going back to modeling a little bit. But the nice thing about doing this now is now I don't have any backward facing UVs. So I can just select the UVs. I still had the smooth UV tool going, so now I can just unfold them. And that's it for the eyes. Now the ears will be a little bit trickier. And I think I'll stop this video and move on to a part 3 for that section. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.